All right, guys. So today we are going to talk about how to successfully sell our pallets. Now, the last time we did talk about how to find the pallets and things like that, we talked about we're looking for liquidation warehouses. So if you missed the class last time, this is what we basically put in. So we put in liquidation warehouses. You put that on Google. You can put that on Facebook Marketplace. You're looking for pallets. So you might find pallets. You might find them in boxes. You might do truckloads. However you want to do it. So they start off in boxes. You can do pallets or you can do truckloads. So you're looking for liquidation warehouses. Type that in Google, type that in Facebook Marketplace. Today, I want to go a little in depth of how to list, sell, and get into things like that. So let's get into it. Let's see here. Okay, so I want to talk about some of the biggest mistakes I see when it comes to flipping pallets. I started flipping pallets in 2019 and I started selling the course the beginning of last year. So I see a lot of mistakes and I wanted to go over some of those today so that we can avoid these. The point of flipping pallets is to get the product. We're going to put them on these marketplaces like Facebook, OfferUp, Macari. You can have a yard sale, your social media. We want to put them on those platforms and we want to make money. But if you're not paying attention to what you're doing, you can lose your money. And then you're going to be mad at me, you're going to be mad at the well squad, you're going to be mad at everybody. So please just pay attention to what you're doing. So the first one that I see is spending too much money on shipping the big pallets. Now, if you look for liquidation warehouses in your state, so if I go liquidation warehouses in Arizona, or if I go Phoenix, Arizona, to be a little more specific, if I cannot find a warehouse where I live, what I would do is order something online. Now, I don't want to pay for all that shipping um, for a big pallet. So I would probably get boxes, small boxes, or you would drive to the next state and get pallets. Sometimes people have these big pallets shipped to their house and then that cuts into their profit. So spending too much money on shipping, um, you want to calculate the shipping before purchasing. On most of the websites that I provided to you guys, um, it shows you where you guys can put in your zip code and it'll estimate the shipping. So definitely you want to put in your zip code and see how much it's going to cost. Now, if you're spending $500 on a pallet and $700 on shipping, you're probably not leaving any room for a profit. So that is a big mistake I see. If there's no warehouse in your area for you to get pallets, then you definitely want to one, look for cases or small boxes that you can flip and have that shipped. Like I bought a box of phones, or bought some phones that just came in a box and it came straight to my house. The shipping wasn't that expensive because it's not a big pallet. So you guys can either drive to the next state over, or you guys can definitely just order small cases or boxes. Another mistake that I see a lot of times is not seeing your money on the pallet. So just going into the warehouse, getting a pallet without doing any calculations, not seeing how much the items are worth, you're going to lose your money. Definitely don't want to do that. You're going to be upset. Like I said, you're going to be upset with me. So how do we see our money on a pallet? If you have a pallet that's $600, right? And you go and you can put the UPC number in, you can scan it. There's an app called the QR scanner, or you can use Amazon, whatever type of pallet it is. If or simply you can just type in the number on Google. You can see exactly what's in that box. Sometimes they come in the boxes and you can't see, they're brown boxes, so you can't see exactly what that item is. If you see what that item is, you can see how much it's going for on Amazon, on Walmart, or whatever. So if the item, say I have a purse, say I have this purse right here, and this purse is going for $50 on Amazon, and then $45 on Walmart. I know that, I can probably get $35 to $40 for that purse. So okay, that first item's 35 to $40. Then you start calculating all the other items. Once you calculate it, if that pallet was $600 and you're only coming up to $400, that is not a good pallet for you. you definitely want to make sure that you can see that money on that pallet. Now, if you start adding up everything and you get to seven or the pallet $600, and by the time you done added up everything, you're at 1,000, 1,200, 1,300, $1,400, then that will be a good pallet for you. Now, you're not going to necessarily get all the money that you think you're going to get for it. You might think the item goes for 40, you might sell it for 30, but definitely just try to make sure you see that money on that pallet. You don't want to get a pallet without seeing the money on there. Another bad mistake that people make is bad listings. You want to take good quality pictures. You want to make sure that your descriptions are good. They're in details. Tell them exactly what they're getting. If you get a pallet and it has a brown box, they can't see what's on that pallet, but it's a brand new box. I wouldn't take it out the box necessarily. I would just go to like Amazon. If I look it up and I see that it's a chair, then I would just go take that listing from Amazon, the picture of the chair, and then post it on the social media or on OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, or wherever you're posting your items. Don't just post a box and nobody knows what it is. Want to make sure we post good quality pictures. Make sure your descriptions are good. And then, like I said, it says if your product comes in a box and that is brand new, you can use pictures from Amazon, Target, or Walmart. So another mistake that I see that people do not read the fine print. So when you're ordering online, um, like liquidation.com, directliquidation.com, via trading, gov deals, any of those, or, there's more, but bulk.com is another one. If you guys are looking to get product, you definitely want to make sure you read the listing once, read it twice, read it again, because you do not want to just, I made this mistake. I took a $4,000 loss. I literally read that the phones, it was like, I don't know, I remember like 30, maybe 35 phones. It said they all functioned on, but I didn't read at the bottom where it says they might need repairs, including screens. So I bought these from direct no, liquidation.com, not paying attention to what it says. It tells you exactly what's like, it tells you that they might need some repair. I didn't read that. I just did the math and I thought I can get money for it. Those phones came, they were broke. I lost $4,000. Now I could go get, at the time I tried to go get the phones fixed, but they were Galaxies, and the Galaxies cost a lot of money to get the screen fixed. So it was basically, I was going to just break even, which I mean, I could have done. But you definitely want to make sure when you're reading on liquidation, direct liquidation, bulk, open so press manifest. On some of them, they have manifest and it will tell you exactly what's in the item, or what's in the pallet or what's in the box. The headline might say, iPhone accessories, or and then, or it might say iPhones for sale, and then when you read the manifest, it's going to say iPhone, maybe one iPhone in there, and then it's going to say like accessories or chargers or things like that. So you might think that you have, like, they might put in parentheses 15 and it might say iPhones, right? But when you read the manifest, it's one iPhone. The other 14 items are iPhone accessories. So please, please, please read it once, read it twice, read it again. Take your time. Take your time doing this. You do not want to jump into this business. You will lose money. Always click manifest, because the manifest will have everything written down, and it'll tell you exactly what's in that pallet or what's in that box. And then another issue that I see a lot is when people let broken items get to them. I remember my first few pallets, I had items that were broken, but I was still able to make money off of those pallets. My very, very first pallet that I did by myself, I remember I had 9 hoverboards and only 7 of them worked. So 2 hoverboards did not work, but I was still able to make a lot of money off that pallet. Although those 2 items are broken, I think I had like 2 or 3 more items that were broke. So if you're buying a customer return pallet, there is a chance that some items will be broke. So there's different categories. We went over this the first class that I had. If you're new here, we can go over it again. So the different categories are customer returns, overstock, shelf pulls, refurbished, and salvage. I don't deal with salvage. I wouldn't advise you guys to deal with salvage. Overstock means that they have more than enough inventory, so they needed to sell that. Shelf pulls, meaning sometimes they're not selling good in the shelf, or it's a new season. Sometimes it's just a new season, summer's coming, they have to put, their new items out. And customer returns. So a lot of times people think customer returns is simply just damaged items, but that's not the only reason why people return items. If you Google, like, why do people return items from Amazon? A lot of the reason is because the item is not as described. So they have a picture of a purse on their website, and when you get the purse, it's smaller than what you expected, so people return it. So that is a number. I don't know if it's number one, but it's high up there on why people return items, because the item is not as described, it's not what they thought it was. The picture looks a little bit different, because when you're selling something online, you can't physically see it. We're just going off online. So that's one. Sometimes, yes, the item is damaged, so definitely that's why they return it. The third one is, like, if you ever bought something and you kind of need your money back, like, maybe I should have never spent that money. That's what the third one is. So there will be nothing wrong with that item. It's just like, you know what, I actually don't need to be spending my money on that. Um, or, you might have bought something and it doesn't work. Like, say you bought a aux cord and you thought that, it was an HDMI cord or something like that. So that's another reason why people return items. There's many reasons why people return items. But if you are buying from the customer return category, you definitely want to make sure that you're going to be taking a chance of buying something that will be damaged. So do not let that get to you. You can still, most of the time, you can still make profit on that pallet. So do not let that get to you. Do not send me 20,000 DMs like, I had one broken item, I don't know what to do. Do not panic. Me personally, I threw those items away that were broken. Some people still sell broken items. If you do that, please make sure you put on OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, or wherever, that it's missing a screw or it's missing this. You don't want to do bad business. That's what I'm trying to say. The last thing you want to do is, you know that something is broke and you're saying that it's not broke, or you're acting like you didn't know, and then they're gonna send you, they might report it back to OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, or any of those platforms. So you want to do good business. Now, if you're selling it and you say that it's damaged, they know that it's damaged. That's just why I stay away from salvage items, or salvage pallets, because I just don't want to deal with that. All right, so listing items. So everybody wants to know, where do we list the items? This is truly up to you. It's whatever you prefer. Facebook Marketplace is my personal favorite for selling items off a pallet. It's super easy to use. We have older people who, they know about Facebook. It's super easy to use. There's a large community of people looking to buy and sell items. And like I said, many older people are familiar with Facebook. It's free to list your items on Facebook, super easy, self-explanatory. It's really just easy for me. eBay. So the thing about eBay, a lot of people ask me, can you sell your items on eBay? You definitely can. Uh, for pallets, you can do that, but there's another trick about eBay I'm going to tell you guys in a minute. The thing about eBay is that they have their fees. So I like to start on the free marketplaces first, like Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, your social media, stuff like that. I like to do those free platforms first. And then, we might work our way into eBay and the Amazons and things like that, just because they have fees, and you want to make sure that you're actually making money. Don't want to just get into this just to say that you're doing it, because you want to make money. That's the goal here, is to make money. You want to profit. Now with eBay, here is a tip. This has nothing to do with pallets, but you guys probably YouTube this or something. People buy items from Walmart, Target, um, anywhere, any of those stores. It's called retail arbitrage. They buy those items and then they resell them on eBay. So that's a way to make more money on eBay. With eBay, you can sell the items for more, because not everywhere in the US or the UK or Canada has certain stores that we have here. I know people, I don't know if it's still relevant, don't mark me for this, but people were buying pools. I seen a tweet and people were buying pools from Walmart and reselling them on eBay. So definitely that's how I would go about eBay. But if you want to get items from a pallet, you can definitely do that too. No one's stopping you. There's no rules. like I like to say that there's no rules to this. Some people are successful selling on Facebook Marketplace and they have a horrible time on OfferUp, and then vice versa. So I don't like to think that there's just this is one sided. There's just, you know what I mean? Like, you can do it however you want to do it. This is your side hustle. This is your business. You do it however you want. OfferUp. It's super easy to navigate. People are looking to buy and sell items locally. You can do meetups at mutual locations. And I stress mutual locations because you do not want to have people in and out your house or anything like that. There are going to be special occasions, like if you're selling furniture, things like that. But me personally, especially because I have a social media presence, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to meet with people locally. So I'm talking about Starbucks parking lot, Walmart parking lot, and meet somewhere like maybe in the front. You don't want to let anybody, or you don't want people to, try to get over on you, try to scam you or anything like that. If you are meeting up in a mutual location, please make sure, don't meet in no alleys or no weird locations. You don't want any weird stuff going on. um with OfferUp, you guys can ship out your orders. They have pre-made labels. The downside of OfferUp is that people do lowball you. So if you list your item for $80, sometimes they'd be like, I'll give you 20, and you're like, what? Like, no, absolutely not. So we're going to talk about how to, get past that in a little bit. But definitely OfferUp, super easy to use. They actually integrated with Let Go. I think they bought out Let Go. Let Go was another platform to use. So then we have Macari. It's a newer marketplace. Smaller electronics, clothes, purses, and bags sell the best on Macari. You guys also can give a yard sale. There's nothing wrong with just setting your stuff up outside. I don't know, sometimes you have to get permits for yard sales, but it's super easy. You can make a lot of money in one day. My mom used to give yard sales all the time, super easy to do, not that hard. Social media. So the thing about social media, so you can, post the items. I was posting the items on my social media before, like, I got like a bigger platform, because I don't, it's kind of different now. But initially when I started doing this, and everybody that was on my social media was just family and friends and people I worked with or people I went to school with, it's easy for you to be like, hey, I have this for sale, and then people can DM you. That's more safe. Now, if you grow your social media presence, it's a little different. You don't want to necessarily do that. I mean, you can still sell to the people but you don't want to, be meeting up with people or doing any weird activity. So you can create appealing content that makes people want to purchase from you. So you guys can use the app Canva. I should have wrote that on here. You guys can use Canva and make little, cute little for sale signs and things like that. And then you guys can redirect them and, do it like that. Now with Shopify. So Shopify is a platform that I use. I have my baby backpacks on there. You can sell anything. You're basically making your own website. So the thing about having your own website, which is kind of why you want to move in this direction if you're going to be doing this full time, is because a website builds trust with the customers. Sometimes people don't want to do Cash App. Some people don't want to use cash. They want to know that their transaction, they can see where the transaction is. They have a receipt for it. So you guys can make a Shopify store. I used to make these back in the day. It's not easy. I mean, it's not hard at all. You guys can go on YouTube and watch, YouTube's on it, how to create a Shopify store. But you'll basically be uploading your pictures, and you'll have your own website. You'll get a domain and have your own website and things like that. So um, with that, you can make business cards. You can go ahead and make business cards and be like, hey, my business is called Pallets for Us. And then you start handing out business cards, and people can come buy from you locally or however you want to do it, or you can ship out the items. So if you want to make this into a business, I would definitely recommend you guys going with Shopify. There's other ones out there, but my personal favorite is Shopify. So you guys can list them on Facebook Marketplace, eBay, OfferUp, Macari, yard sales, social media, Shopify. However you guys want to do it. Like I said, there's no rules to this. This is just some ideas. So here is OfferUp. So OfferUp, you're going to download the app, or you can go on the website. You can log in using your Facebook. You can log in using Google or create an account, use a picture of yourself. You do want to use an actual picture for yourself that builds trust. Sometimes people don't want to buy from, if I just take a pink picture, no a picture with a pink background or something like that. Like they want to see your face. So use an actual picture of yourself. And then you're going to have to confirm your phone number. So just putting your phone number and things like that. And then you'll put your zip code in, because people need to know like where they're picking the items up from or where it's shipping from, because you can either meet up with people locally, or you guys can ship it out. And with OfferUp, when you go through the shipping, when you go through the whole process and somebody buys something, and they'll go ahead and make you a label. So it's super easy. Over here, you add the deposit. So you want to get paid if you are, shipping items. And let's see. So if you're going to post the item, so you press the little camera button right there at the bottom, then you press post the item. So you choose the item that you're posting. This is from your pallet. So you take a picture of, maybe you have a rocking chair on your pallet, or maybe you have, a skateboard on your pallet. You're going to post a picture of it. Please make sure the picture is clear. Please make sure your kids are not in the background. It's not blurry. The lighting is good. Make sure your picture is good. If you do not have a picture of your item, please go to Amazon, Walmart, Target, screenshot that picture of that item and use it for here. Make sure you cut out where it says Amazon and all that other stuff, and you use that. Then you come up with a title. Their title right here is called Original Dog Mix. So whatever your title is, whatever you're selling, use that as the title. You press next, and then you're going to see how much are you going to post, or how much are you going to list it for. Like I said, if the item is going for $100 in Walmart, we're not going to be direct competition. Not on OfferUp, maybe on eBay, but not on OfferUp. On OfferUp, we're not being direct competition with Walmart. If the item's going for $100, I'm going to sell mine between $75 to $80, depending on what it is, what condition it is. If it's a brand new item, I'm still going to hit that. I'm going to try to hit that $75 to $80 target. Now, the catch about this is people are going to try to lowball you. So if I really wanted it for 75 to 80, I would probably list it for like 90, just so that when they come back and say, oh, I have 70 for you, you can tell them I got 75. So you always want to counter offer. So 75, and they'll go ahead and most of the time go with it. You do not want, if you want $50 for it, don't list it for $50, because it's OfferUp. They're going to try to lowball you. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to get irritated. So list it a little bit higher than what you really want for the product. So then right here, if you're going to be shipping this out, you definitely want to click there so you can edit your location. You can click on nationwide shipping, and then it'll show you the size of the boxes. How, depending on the box size, that's how much it's going to cost you to ship it out. And then you can have your customers pay for the shipping. So what you really could do, if you're going to ship this item out, is post it for $100. Let's just say it's $100. So post it for $100 and say free shipping. People love free shipping, even though they're ultimately paying for the shipping. Just say free shipping and include the shipping in the price. That's a way. Even if you start your own website, always offer free shipping and make the price a little bit higher, so that they'll pay for the shipping. They just think that it's free shipping. That's a tip that helps out. So then they do have a button where you can sell faster. I definitely don't recommend, paying to get at the top of the page or anything like that. Initially, we want to try everything for free. We're trying to make profit here. So definitely don't just try to do things to boost your sales immediately. You want to try all free avenues at first, and then, try to boost it or whatever. So here's a Facebook Marketplace post. You sign up for a Facebook account. Most people have Facebook, or older people have Facebook accounts. I don't know if you guys necessarily have one, but they have, I don't know how long Facebook Marketplace has been around, and it hasn't been forever because I don't remember it more than 2 years ago. But you definitely click on the tab that says Marketplace. It's found on the left side of the bar. And then that little, it looks like a little box at the bottom. That's how you can see if you were to buy or sell, you can see what's um, available. So then you go there and you create a new listing, you're going to sell something. Most of the stuff is self-explanatory. You just have to slow down, read it. It tells you where to put the pictures, how to sell stuff, things like that. So this is Facebook Marketplace. That's a great app. People on Facebook Marketplace are there to buy and sell items. So we want to go directly where, you know, these platforms are free. The Facebook Marketplace is free. So you definitely want to go there and post your items. That has Facebook Marketplace. I had some heaters one time and they just went like this. And it was like maybe March, where it's still like, it's not necessarily hot or cold. Sometimes it's hot, sometimes it's cold. It's not, you know, it's not a specific season right now. I mean, it is a season, but you never know which way the weather is going to go. That's what I'm trying to say. So in March, some days are hot, some days are cold. And I had heaters that were selling like crazy and they were selling on Facebook Marketplace. So I personally like Facebook Marketplace. Then you can also add a payment method on Facebook Marketplace. From the drop down, select settings and privacy. From the left sidebar, find and select Facebook Pay. Then you're going to add your payment method to which payments are sent through. So you definitely want to get paid. So you go ahead and set that up. So then you go right there, you add your photos, of course, come up with the name, title, whatever it is that you're selling, put that in the title immediately. Do not, I've seen people do like weird things where they're trying to advertise in the title of it. And it's like, okay, I don't even know what you're selling at this point. So make sure you put exactly what you're selling in the title. Enter the number of items you have available. So if you have more than one, post the quantity, you know, make it 2 or 3, whatever you have. Enter the price, enter the price of each item, press next, and then of course you're gonna choose how much you're selling it for and things like that. Now you guys also can join groups. This is the good thing about Facebook, that you guys can join groups and sell in your groups. They have buy and sell groups all the time, or even if in any groups right here, you can click, it says select any selling groups you wish to share. You can also list this on your actual Facebook page. You don't have to. And that's another misconception. A lot of people are like, I don't like Facebook. I don't get on Facebook. I don't want nobody to know I'm on Facebook. You can definitely use your Facebook account and get on Facebook Marketplace without posting on your actual feed of Facebook, if that makes sense. So I can go on Facebook Marketplace and it'll be on my feed. I mean, it won't be on my feed. So nobody of my friends or family, you can choose to opt out of showing that. What else? Oh, so shipping. So we have ShipStation. So ShipStation, you guys can go in there and you guys can manually put in the customer's address, phone number, or I don't know, phone number, but address and things like that. You guys can save some money. So you can save 65 to 75% off US or UPS and USPS, which is the post office. They will make a label for you. You can get free boxes from the post office if you guys didn't know that. You guys can go on the post office website and order those. And if you have your items already, if you have the label already made, you guys can simply drop it off at the post office. You don't have to stand in line. You guys can just use that label that they give you on ShipStation, and then you guys stamp the label on the box, just drop it off the post office. You don't necessarily have to, no, you don't have to stand in line at all if you already have it labeled. All right, so ShipStation is a web-based shipping software for online retailers that integrate marketplaces and carriers to fulfill shipping needs. So if you choose to make a Shopify, you can use ShipStation. If you're using OfferUp already has, you know, their little labels or whatever, but you guys can use this if, you know, you're doing business on any of their like Facebook Marketplace or any of those things. So it saves you 65 to 75% when it comes to shipping. So you go on here, you make an account, Just follow the steps. Most of this stuff is self-explanatory. You just have to take the time to go through it. They're going to have a label maker for you. So once you get your label printed out, it's going to have your address, their address. Print that out, put it on your box, and then drop it off at the post office or UPS, depending on where the label is created for. And most of the time, UPS will take the post office um, boxes also. So here's another one. So how do we avoid the scammers? On Facebook Marketplace, or especially on OfferUp, there will be some weird instances where, you know, people write things like, hey, is it still available? And you tell them yes. And they immediately want to get off the app. They say, text this number, or, sometimes you will exchange phone numbers, but I don't feel like that should be in the beginning of the conversation. If they're in a rush to try to get off the app, there's usually a reason for that. So if anything seems fishy or suspicious, your intuition is not going to lie to you. Um, so if anybody asks for your number or is in a rush to get off the app, please avoid them, block them. If anybody's saying anything fishy or suspicious, block them, don't respond. Avoid any other person sending you a link that requires you to log in. So if they send you a link and it says, hey, log in to, your offer up, and you're already on offer up, then that's a red flag. So just pay attention to the red flags. Anything like these messages presented here, it just doesn't seem right, something's off about it, then you definitely want to avoid that. So pricing I kind of went over, but we can go over it a little bit more. So if I want $40 for an item, I'll price mine around $55 to $60. Usually the people on these marketplaces will try to get a discount anyways. So price the item a little higher than what you really want for the item. So when they say, hey, when you post your item for $60 and they say, hey, I have $30 for it, you counter offer and you're like, actually 40 is the lowest I'll take, and you really wanted that 40 anyways, that's a good way to do it. You don't want to price the item too high, or you don't want to price the item too low. The problem with pricing the item too high is that no one, they might not even want to write you. They might look at that and be like, $100, like, for that, that's not even worth it. So they might not even send any inquiries about it. You don't want to price it too high, and then you don't want to price your item too low, obviously, because you want to make sure you're making profit. You don't want to just do this just to say you're doing it. Do not jump into the flipping pallet games just to say I'm flipping pallets and you get a shout out or something like that. You definitely want to make sure that, excuse me, you guys are making money. So if you okay, I already went over that. So always counter offer. So if they say, hey, I have they will try you. Sometimes they will try you. It's almost disrespectful. Like you post the item for $100 and they're like, I got 25 for you. You definitely don't want to do that. So you counter offer with something that you're willing to settle with. Um, but that is it for today. Now I'm gonna open it up for some questions. So definitely, if you guys want to tap in and if you guys have any questions, let me make this a little bigger.
Hey, what's up, Ashley?
Hey.
So, question: you've been doing this for a little while. What have you seen that have been more hot items that people are looking for? Like, for example, here in Arizona, so they're looking for probably like fans and coolers, maybe. I'm assuming in your area. I'm in Florida, so there's a liquidation warehouse down the street. They always are getting fans. They're always getting like those Arctic air coolers, Dyson vacuums, and stuff like that. Which to me sounds like it could be profitable as long as they're working. But what do you see in your experience um, are hot items that people are always tending to buy quickly, I guess?
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes it depends on where you live. So in Arizona, fans, but a lot of times out here, I feel like furniture goes really good. The thing about furniture, sometimes it's literally overstock, and maybe you get like a desk chair or something like that. It's only missing a screw. So that's something easy. I seen home appliances. Definitely, I see fans and little smaller AC units go good. Depends on where you live sometimes, or sometimes it just depends on what season it is.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
No problem. Does anybody else have any other questions?
I'll follow up to another question. So you, of course, are flipping pallets. Have you thought about going into like storage auctions and stuff like that, and looking to sell or to do something like that and sell the items in those storage units?
No, but you know what? I have two or three people from my social media that do that. So I have this guy named West Coast. He does that. He actually got a job at the pallet warehouse after flipping pallets. They really liked him and they hired him. So he got in contact with whoever they were getting their pallets from, and he was going to start his own, physical location. But someone else told him, like, hey, you know what? You should actually just put it in a storage unit and flip them like that, sell them out the storage unit because you'll save a lot of money on rent. So I got two. There's another one called Poncho Pallets. He sells them out of storages, and you guys can do it like that if that's what you're referring to. Also, I know people flip storages, like they win the auctions and then they actually flip those storages too. So there's a lot of different ways to flip products, man.
Gotcha. Thank
No problem. Is there any other questions about where to get the products from?
Would you happen to have any recommendations for Florida?
Florida, I do. I would have to find it. Let me see. There's one, it's almost in Miami. It's like the city over, I do believe. Um, you know what? Do you have, you can send me a private message, right? On the Well Squad?
Yeah.
Because I don't have it directly in front of me. Let me see.
Another question while you're looking for that on Gov Deals, because I was looking at trying to get some cars off of Gov Deals to put on Turo. How does the delivery go on there? I read the fine print, and I'm reading it over and over again, but like you only have about a week to go and pick up the item. So, and they don't ship it out. So, in that sense, do you have to go there physically? Like, let's say I find a car in Arizona, right? I got to fly to Arizona to go pick up the car and then either drive it back or ship it back. Am I right about that?
Yes. Um, so with gov deals, just like when we got those computers, we had to go out there and get them. So it's going to be the same thing. You have to fly out there and then they'll, set up your pickup or whatever, but you definitely have to go out there and pick it up. And then,
Ah,
yeah, and Florida, there's a few locations. I'm gonna just put it in the palette. Let me see. In the palette chat, I'm gonna just put it in there. But like I say, just Google liquidation warehouses near you. I have one that's not on this list. I'm gonna look for it and then I'll put it in the chat once we're done. But new warehouses pop up all the time. You guys can find your own warehouses. Do your research. You don't have to definitely just go and get a pallet. Make sure, like if you're not seeing anything, like sometimes I used to go to Be a Trading in LA, well, LA area in California. And when I first started going there, they had great pallets. I mean, like toys and hoverboards and just great stuff. And then recently, the last two times I went, I'm like, you know what? I'm not even feeling this product anymore. So you don't necessarily, I mean, like sometimes the warehouses switch up. Like with Via Trading, the one I was going to, that's where you can get shoe pallets from. I felt like initially they had great pallets. A lot of people start figuring out about them, and now they start doing raffles and things like that. So they put all the good stuff in the raffles. So new warehouses appear all the time. Even if you like this warehouse and they start, their product's not good anymore, you don't necessarily have to keep going to that same warehouse. You can check out different warehouses. And then if there's no warehouse in your area, you guys can definitely go to the next state over. I live in Phoenix, but I go to LA or California to get my products most of the time. There's a good one out here called Southwest surplus sales. I don't know how long they've been around, but I just found out about them. But some people do that too, especially in the East Coast, because those states are super close to each other. So sometimes they'll just drive a state over, and if it's worth it, if there's money in that pallet, then they'll just drive the state over and then get pallets from there.
true. Thank you.
No problem. All right, where did the chat go? Oh, okay.
Hey, Ashley, I got a
Yeah.
question too.
Yes.
Hey, so I've been doing a lot of research on YouTube for reselling, and there's like I learned so much on finding products and inventory and things like that. So I usually go to like Goodwill and get inventory there, or like these apps where people give away stuff for free,
Hmm.
so I can resell it. So I want to start getting into pallets, but I live in an apartment. So do you have any recommendations on how I would receive it, or is it just best to just get a storage and have it delivered there?
I wouldn't get a storage until I started flipping pallets and I knew that this was something that I wanted to do. I wouldn't go create another bill. But for me, when I lived in an apartment and I was flipping pallets, I would just take everything like depalletize. You guys can take the items off the pallet before the pallet gets to you. So when I used to go to Via Trading and they would bring it to the back of my car. I would just take everything off the pallet, put it in my car or my van or truck, whatever I brought, and then bring it into my house. So I would put it, like maybe a section in, I don't know how big your apartment is, but you can put it in like your closet, on inside your room. Some people even, do their living room, however you want to do it. But I would definitely, well, you said you've been, flipping some items, so you might know how this goes already. But me personally, I would just do it at my house, keep it in my house somewhere, and then if it turned into something bigger, I wanted to do it full time, then that's when I will go ahead and get it.
Oh, okay. Okay, got it. Appreciate it.
No problem. Is there any other questions? Let's see. So you guys can go if you want to see, on my Instagram, we post pretty much every day. People are getting their pallets. I'm trying to think of things that, come in, like some of the problems they have, but you guys can definitely turn this into a business too. If you've been doing it for a while and you're comfortable with it, it's something that you're into. I had, I probably have like maybe 10 to 20 people I know about, but more that have their own business now. So you guys can go and get an LLC, get an EIN, get a seller's license. Most places you don't need a seller's license, but I would just get one, you know, if you're going to be selling anything anyway. So just go fully legit with it. You guys can turn it into a business. Like I said, I tell the story all the time about the guy named West Coast. He got a job. Well, first he was flipping pallets. So he found this place, he was flipping pallets. They liked him so much they hired him. Once they hired him, he started buying pallets from them and start selling his pallets. Now he has his own business. I have another couple in Georgia, Alicia and I can't remember her husband's name. They live in Atlanta and they have a store in a different state and they get the items from the pallets and they turn around and they flip them and they have a brick and mortar now. And then I got Chris. He runs our most of the time he runs the group chat. He's the one giving out the locations a lot. He helps me out a lot. He starts selling boxes. He made relationships with Amazon directly. I didn't ask him how, so I don't know how. But he starts selling boxes, mystery boxes. So then he packages up the mystery boxes and he sells them to, us. So if you guys don't have the space for big pallets, you guys can also do boxes. So he'll get truckloads of items, put them into boxes where you guys can still make profit, and then turn around and sell the boxes, and then we can still make the profit. So you don't have to get the big pallets. So that's another option.
I heard
What's the
on Am-
Oh, go
oh,
ahead.
sorry, I was going to say I heard on Amazon that they're real strict on letting you sell. Like you got to get ungated or something. Is you know anything about that?
No, you mean as far as selling on Amazon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't sell on Amazon. They have too many rules and regulations, but I don't know.
Okay.
Is there any other questions?
Yeah, I was gonna ask about the cost of the shipping and the basically, do you compare your profit with your shipping? Like, do you already know how much it's gonna come out to?
What you mean, like when you order something online or when you're the one shipping out the item?
When I'm the one shipping out, do you already
Oh,
got it calculated?
it goes by weight. So you guys can go on the post office website or UPS website too. It goes by the weight, or even on OfferUp, it'll tell you, how much does the item weigh. Usually on the box, like if you guys are getting pallets, they'll come in boxes. It'll tell you how much it weighs somewhere on that box, and then it'll let you know how much it weighs or how much it costs to ship it out. So
All right,
you
we
guys,
appreciate it.
no problem. So you guys can do that on ShipStation, the post office website, or UPS. You guys can see how much it's going to cost. And then, like I said, make the customers pay for that shipping. So you just say free shipping, and then say the shipping is $8, and you are selling the product for 30 or whatever. So you can do 38 plus free shipping. So they're still paying for the shipping. They just, it's free shipping. So what state are you guys in? Throw some states out there.
Florida.
California.
All right, California. If you're in California, are you in Northern or Southern California?
I'm in Northern California currently.
Northern California, you know what? I only seen one warehouse so far, and I don't know anything about that. But Northern California is a little tough.
What's up with Southern California?
Yeah, Southern California, you guys can go check out my guy West Coast.
Okay.
He is in San Bernardino, California.
Oh, that's right next door. I'm in Riverside. I'm from Riverside.
Okay, yep. So I'll put his information in the pallet chat and his phone number, but he helps a lot of people out. And then he's the one, he's the one who starts telling me, like, you got to tell them to see their money on the pallet. He's not going to rush you to get a pallet or anything like that. He's going to break it down and explain it. He was flipping pallets before he started his own business. So
Yeah.
with his, he'll tell you, like, all right, this product, look it up. He'll tell you right then and there, like, look up the product. You can see how much it's selling for. He'll sell his pallets are, I think, $600.
Mhm.
Most of the time you can see like 1,500 to 2,000 on that pallet. So he'll tell you right then and there, like, look it up, put in the UPC number on Google. You can see how much it's going for on Amazon or on Walmart. So let me put his information. I'll put it in the chat.
Okay.
But if you guys type in liquidation warehouses near me, liquidation warehouses in California, Florida, most of them will pop up. And then if you have questions about them, you can literally just call them like, hey, like, I'm trying to get some product. What do I have to do? Do you guys require a seller's license? Because, every warehouse is going to be different. Not like some people find, like when I first started doing this, I saw shoe pallets at the place it's called Via Trade in LA. And people were like, my warehouse doesn't have that. And they was like yelling at me. I'm like, well, every warehouse has different items. So
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay. So you basically get pallets loaded with anything on it, basically, depending on what warehouse actually sent the pallet.
Yeah. So anything anything that's at a store can be on a pallet.
Yeah.
Like the dude West Coast, he has a lot of like furniture pallets or toy pallet, like the toy cars. When you pick a car, you buy your kid like a Jeep, a BMW. He has those a lot. He has a lot of like gaming chairs. He has a lot of furniture. Like most of the stuff is still in the box, brand new. But let me give you out his information. I'm gonna put it in the chat so you guys can just go on the chat.
All right, that's what's up. Yeah, that's cool. So when you said the little cars, you mean like the Power Wheels and stuff like that?
Yes, definitely. And then there's a guy in New York. I don't know if anybody from New York is in here. They have Pallet Kings and they're franchised out now. So Pallet Kings started in, I think, the Bronx. Now they're in Staten Island. They have 3 or 4 different locations. I think they're in I want to say they're in Philadelphia now too. So he turned his into a franchise. So anybody out there that's on the East Coast, like New York area, I think they're in New Jersey too. You guys can check out Pallet Kings. So just go on Instagram and type in Pallet Kings. I'm gonna put that in the chat too.
Okay, Pallet Kings on Instagram.
Yeah, and the guy that you're looking for in California, his name is West Coast.
All right.
We have Vegas. pallet liquidators in Vegas, or Vegas liquidators, I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of the top of my head. I have a list, I have a course with all this information in it. If you guys want to just follow me on Instagram, you guys can do that too.
What's your IG?
It's at Ashley J. So ASHLEYJ 93.
What's that last part?
93.
R93. Got you. All right, Ashley.
All right, so we have 10 more minutes for any other questions you guys may have.
No, that's about covers it for me. How do I find the chat? Okay, I got it. Never mind. I got it.
Let me put my Instagram on there.
Hey, Ashley,
Yes.
have you come across any liquidators in Georgia?
Yes. What is it called? Give me one. Let's see.
Okay, I don't see the guy from San Bernardino.
His name is West Coast. So go to my followers or my following.
All right, on IG.
Type in West Coast.
West Coast.
Okay, and for Georgia, let's see here. It's called War on Retail is one of them. So it's WAR on retail. So War on Retail. The next one is Prime Fines. And then the last one is North Georgia Wholesale Liquidation. All right, so any other questions?
Oh, that's about it.
All right, guys. So if you guys have any other questions, his name is Chris on the Palette group chat. Actually, his name is OG Short Stuff. He helps me out with the chat because I can't be there 24/7, but he helps me out a lot. So if you have any other questions, ask me or ask his name is OG Short Stuff on the chat. But we're here to help you guys. Follow my Instagram if you guys want to see people what they got or how long they've been doing this and things like that also. So I'm gonna just
All
go
right,
ahead.
thank you.
No problem. I'm gonna just go ahead and wrap this up, guys.